the pastors, the church leadership to do something. But we are the church. The church is not this physical building, but we, the members, are the church. And so once we are responsible about the person next to us, then that is also one of the ways that practically we can provide space for members battling with addiction. So to Pastor, now we are, for Pastor, I think you will add also on, expound more on the other ways that the church can actually provide space for those battling with addiction, as well as you can tell us how spiritual practices like prayer, meditation, Bible study, how they can support recovery without replacing professional help, and at that, what is the balance between Christian counseling and professional therapy?
Okay, thank you very much, Chair, for that question, and thank you, my panelists, for your input. Let me say, as you have said, the church begins with you as an individual. You are could be the atom of the church, the smallest, And so this is a huge problem, as I said. And if you are waiting for the whole church, the whole big church to do something, we have waited this long, and still nothing is coming. I told you when I went to Google getting that page, my phone told me that page is not available. Today, this 21st century, when we are dealing with the mental issues, and there's no page. So let's not wait for the big church, but ask yourself, what can I do? So as Dr. Ari has said, we need to come up. The health ministry department can start something. We may start small and grow. You're not inventing the wheel. There is something going on just across here. And so I would pray that you, as the Advent Hope Church, we can come together and move and start small and grow and grow. And once we are known that we are doing something, more people will come. I would want to say the balancing of spirituality and the mental health and all that has been what has made our facility very successful. Because together with doing what everybody else is doing, the detoxing and all these things that we do, the psychological counseling and all that, we talk about God. And so when you come to our facility, we have a Bible study. We do Bible study. We take them through. There's a book, a particular book that we take them through. This book they call the Purpose-Driven Life. That book by Dick Warren. That's one of the course book. We go through that book with them. In the morning, there are prayers. Evening, there are prayers. We have stocked library there, spiritual books, which we ask them to read and make a report. So that way, we have been able to integrate the spiritual aspect with the normal healing that takes place in other facilities. And for that reason, we have been able to rehabilitate very, very serious cases that were deemed as hopeless by our other service providers. They say, this one, we can't do it. And they were brought here. We stayed. There were serious cases, so we took long, over 1 year. They were very serious cases. The other thing I would want to mention is that these addictions are not just about physical. They're not just about affecting the body. They have become spiritual. This is spiritual warfare. It's not just a matter of addiction, and it has become spiritual. And so we have to deal with it spiritually, calling God and prayers and all that to get these people off the hook. It is very serious cases. We have dealt with the cases, very serious cases, where you can see this is a real fight with the devil. It's not just a physical or a mental thing. It's now devilish. And so we would want to say that trusting in God for the healing of these people is also very important. Trusting God. And people have come to us, and we have taken them through, and they have requested themselves to be baptized. They have said, I don't want to leave this facility without a connection with Jesus. And that has made our clients very, very, they stand after here, they go and they don't relapse. So that's what I would say. We have a huge task ahead of us. We have not even started. We have just scratched the tip, they say, of the what? The iceberg. Just scratched. The whole thing is down there. And we need to come up and own it, get out of this stigma and all this, and own it and work together to make sure that this challenge is behind us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pastor. I'd like to open it up to anyone who has a question or comment. Yes, I want to open it up to you. We can take a few. Yes. Yes, this is Kenyanya. Thank you. Could we get a portable mic, the communication team? Thank you, Meshach. Yes, so we have one. Anyone else? Yes, we have two. Yes, as we wait, you can
roam with this one. You can roam with this one. Good afternoon. Put it on. Is it on?
Hello. Yeah, before I got trained in my department where I was working, I thought the people who were alcoholics and drug addicts were just a nuisance. But when I learned that these people are just patients like any other patient that needs help. So our church has not done what they should do to educate the people to know that anybody who has that kind of problem is because this person is sick and needs help like another patient. So we need to step up that training of people, even passing on the literatures to the members. And these people, as you put it, they are treated like outcasts. I come from there. I've been concerned this year. Their sweets, those lollipops. Lollipops had become so like it was the thing for every Sabbath in our church here. And I'm told it was in other places. Then when we got concerned, I started to Google up and find out about those lollipops, only to discover that they're made using canvas, the lollipops. So we were trying to tell the young mothers who think that the only thing they can give a child when the child is crying is to give that one. We got to we were using it as teachers. When the children have done well, we'll give them that. Till we discovered that we were actually giving these children some kind of drugs. How can we get this one come clear to both the young parents and our children that it starts small and gets to a bigger issue later in teenage or youth life?
Happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath again. I will talk as a person who's directly affected. But at the same time, I have fought it from my side, because when you have an addict in the house, you also become sick. My son is 38 years old. He's drinking. He hasn't accepted he's an addict. When I calculate back, I think he's 19 years doing alcohol. 19 years. He started this in secondary school. I may not have noticed it then, but 2 terms into being in Joro High School, after transferring from Jiri Boys, he showed the signs. Now, long story short, as at now, this boy has been to U-Turn for Christ. I mean, U-Turn, the place you're running right now. This is 2011, 2010. I don't think you were the proprietor then. He did a month. Then he came through and said, I think I'm okay. How he ended up there is he came back home after a weekend of having been drinking, and he was shaking. And so he said, I think I need help. Why? I think I'm an alcoholic. And so I said, yeah, fine, no problem. I know this place. So we drove. I was living down here. We drove to U-Turn for Christ. And 2 weeks into it, he said, I think I'm okay. And when I look at it now, it's a denial of a kind. Because even now, you meet him when he's not drinking 2-3 weeks, he's fine. You tell him you have a problem, he thinks he doesn't have. Why do I think he has a problem? Because every time a little money gets into his hands, apparently that's the first thing that calls. You give him transport to go to town, the first thing he'll want to do is to buy the little stuff. And that's the biggest problem, that you can get it at 50 bob, you can get it at 20 bob. Now, they tend to have this excuse that it's because they don't have anything economic they are doing. Economic here, they mean things that are bringing money, big money. So you assist the person to get a small job here, a car wash one time up there at Bob's place. He's not willing because 50 bob. For 3 cars in a day is 150. They don't want that. I'm talking this to encourage somebody, because it also encourages me. When you speak, you heal yourself as well. So in 2016, I cheated myself. I say cheated because it didn't work out. I sent him to Qatar, where we imagined there's no alcohol. He came back when we were repeating elections, 2017, having been deported. Why? Because he fought. And I think it's because of the drinking. Most recently, again, he's come back from Turkey. I knew there is alcohol in Turkey, but I expected that being busy will put him off. the drinking. He didn't come back because of drinking as such, but because of the papers. Now, when he came, he was very sober. For 2 months, somebody is good, perfect. And so you decide, I think he has changed his behavior. So I gave him a vehicle, a taxi. I ran them with other young people. They are better. They know what they want. This one, 4 days, 1 week down the line, he hasn't given you a cent. And he's found drunk by the policeman. I had to pull it out. Now, my question then, with that kind of a background to you, Pastor, is how do you handle a person who denies that they have a problem of drinking? Because this one, even if you told me to bring him to U-Turn for Christ, he will not agree. He doesn't have a problem. I can handle my drinking. But you can see that as long as they have access to a little money, they will drink. Even if they got a job, even if it's an office job, they will drink. So how else do you handle such a person? The other question is exactly what she has said. And it's unfortunate that this came to me, and this is a month ago actually, on 18th, 19th, 20th of last month. A neighbor of mine who's ACK, Anglican Church member, comes through and tells me, we meet on the road, he knows my son, and he asked me, why didn't you pick my call the other day? I said, I didn't see it. What was it? Oh, I was looking for a taxi and I saw your son with a taxi. So he says, and by the way, does the SDA church recognize that there's drinking in their church? What we have come to realize, now him, I think he's a counselor, but a retired auditor from PwC. He says, it is come to their attention that the Adventist church does not have a facility for their members who are drinking. Instead, when you are discovered to be drinking, your name is removed from membership. That's the impression we have out there. So it's very critical that the church takes it seriously. We cannot be seen to be the ones not supporting those who are sick, like you've called it. It's a sickness. We need to see how to handle it. Thank you.
Wow, that is quite tough, my sister. That is quite tough. To combine the two, let me tell you, the devil is out to kill. That is what he is. The Bible says, and I had quoted that verse, John 8:44, that the devil is a murderer. He's a liar and a murderer. And he's doing everything to kill. And he's getting our children right there, at that toddler stage. That's why there are those sweets that are laced with this bang, and they are being sold. Cookies, I understand cookies. They also lace them with the bangi, so that a child takes these cookies and start becoming hyper, and before you know it, the child is in addiction. So we are in trouble. We are in trouble. So it calls for individuals, because don't ask what is the government doing. The government has nothing to do with those. It doesn't know what's going on in all these areas. Some of these cookies are even KBS certified. They have the KBS stamp to show, So it is not, don't ask what the government doing. It is your responsibility to discourage children from those kind of things. So it is your responsibility. Don't leave it to anybody else. Your child is your child. Now, coming to that one, very few people I have met who accept that they have a problem. Even those that you can see Kabisa is down there. I have no problem, I'm okay. And you can see him down there, but he's saying he's okay. So what we are doing in our facility is that there are two ways of admitting a client to our facility. The first one, which is the best, and would recommend that one, is where the person himself, herself feels that he wants to quit that habit. That's the best one of them. But very few people come that way. Very few people will say, we have a problem, let me come to the hospital. But we also have this other way of admitting. You as a parent, you can see this is the direction my son, my daughter has. You can see it with all your eyes. And the person is not seeing it. So what do? We have what we call an involuntary admission. This happens, we get the person there, a little bit of force kidogo. The first week you'll be very angry with everybody that you throw tantrums. But after 1, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, when the whole thing, the drug is over, then he starts coming to his senses. And that's where I told you tears flow in that house. When the child is now back to his senses and is able to see the problem he had, and then there is that asking for forgiveness, the parents also forgiving the son. It's amazing what happens in that room. So there are those two ways. Very few people of those guys will admit that they have a problem. But we can all see that this is a problem. So a little push, they come there, they throw their tantrums kidogo, then they cool down, and you're able to treat them. So that's what I would say. Don't give up, and don't believe them that they are saying they have no problem. Don't believe they have a problem. You can see it. Don't believe in what they are saying. They are out of their minds. So they are not even, they don't know what they are saying when they are saying they are okay. They are not okay. So do your honest part, do your part, and it will be good to